Hello everyone and welcome back. The new protection warriors are finally here. All of the talent points have been implemented and new abilities have been added, so this points to the direction of a more finalized protection warrior. I still don't think that they're completely done, but let's take a look at the state of warriors now and what else could be done to help finalize them. The Bolster talent point is gone, and the good news is that it is completely baked into our talent spec now. So the old passive was defensive stance, and the new passive is Vanguard, which increases stamina by 30% and increases our armor by 40% of our strength, which that was the Bolster buff. So what this means is that old Bolster is now baked into our spec, requires no rage, no global cooldown, and is always on, which feels great. There is a new Bolster ability, however, that decreases your last stand cooldown by 60 seconds and causes you to block all incoming melee attacks. This makes your last stand an amazing defensive cooldown. And the quote-unquote new talent point that we had been waiting for this whole time is Dragon Roar. It is a 25-second cooldown, 8-yard AoE. It does a significant hit in that 8-yard AoE, and it actually snares every target in there for 50%. Ignore Pain is on the global cooldown, costs 40 rage, and shields for up to 500% of your attack power. Now for a little bit of comparison, current live Legion numbers have Ignore Pain scaling for 2,800% of our attack power. So this is a significantly weaker version of Ignore Pain, and it only stacks up to 1.3 times and only mitigates 50% of incoming damage. So overall, how are these changes? These are all steps in the right direction for protection warriors. The baked in old version of Bolster means that it has no rage, no global, is always up. That feels great, and the mitigation it provides is going to scale really well with this expansion. The new Bolster is crazy. The mitigation that it provides, giving you 100% block chance and the extra HP, is an amazing defensive cooldown. If you do run anger management as well, this 2-minute cooldown ends up turning into about a minute and 15-second cooldown, which means that you can have it up just about every pull, so you can more reliably reduce that incoming damage. Dragon Roar is a necessary evil at this point. The Thunderclap snare has been reduced from 50% down to 20%, so now we no longer have a reliable and effective snare to use for Mythic Plus situations. So when we start thinking about our ability to kite on weeks like Raging, Bolstering, and Necrotic, Dragon Roar is going to be that talent point we are going to run to and pick up immediately. This is going to allow us to snare everything for 8 seconds every 25 seconds, and it is a 50% snare. This will give us enough time to drop those necrotic stacks, have our team take down any raging mobs. So even though this isn't a brand new talent point to warriors, this is unfortunately a necessary thing that we do need in order to be competitive in Mythic Plus. Overall, prot warriors are feeling better and giving us good defensive cooldowns. Ignore Pain still unfortunately feels bad for being on the global cooldown and being such a small bubble that it does offer. If it manages to get off of the global cooldown and scale higher with our attack power, even if it reduces less incoming damage, I think it would feel better. I also do think that prot warrior spending and generation values for rage are feeling very uneven right now, and they can lead to moments where you have 5 or 10 rage and nothing else to do with it. So I do think that these values can be looked at and improved on. If we take a look at just the Demon Hunter, they can have a maximum of 5 soul shards, their soul cleave can pick up 2, and their spirit bomb can pick up 3. That means that both of their rotational abilities are going to pick up all of those 5 shards. And unfortunately, the warrior rage generators are either values of 15 for shield slam and charge, 5 for thunderclap, 2 for auto attack, 3 for taking damage with a 1-second internal cooldown, but our rage spenders are shield block at 30, ignore pain at 40, and revenge at 30. These values can be adjusted a little bit just to fit each other a little bit better, I feel. But all in all, the protection warrior is in a much better place than it was at the beginning of this beta. We do still need a little bit more, and I think that is going to come in the form of ignore pain being a core mitigation ability being taken off of the global cooldown, allowing us to both be defensive and offensive at the same time. So hopefully the devs listen to the community. Now is the time to let them know what other changes you want to see to the spec. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what I do, want to help support the channel, go ahead and visit my Patreon down below. I also stream here and on Twitch, so go ahead and give me a follow on your favorite platform. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, good luck tanking out there.